Reportedly, the front runners to sign Carmelo Anthony once he becomes a free agent. The Hawks are set to waive Melo once the trade with the Thunder goes through. OKC gets Dennis Schroeder as part of the deal. A full slate of Major League Baseball games coming out of the All-Star break today. Starting with the Cubs and the Cardinals at Wrigley in about 2 hours. The Cubs winning the series opener last night, their 4th straight win. They lead the Brewers by 3 now in the NL Central. Milwaukee gets the Dodgers tonight. It is Manny Machado's LA debut. The Dodgers lead in the NL West. A half game on the Diamondbacks, 2 games on the Rockies. Arizona is home for Colorado tonight. In the American League, the Red Sox, best record in the majors at 68-30. Alex Cora's club also enjoying their largest division lead of the season, 4.5 on the Yankees in the East.
The first part of the season is granted that we're going to go all the way. We got 64 more games in the regular season. We're going to keep playing the way we're playing and put pressure on people, and we win, we lose, we turn page, keep moving.
The Red Sox are in Toronto tonight to take on the Blue Jays. The Yankees will host the Mets. Round 2 at the British Open, Kevin Kisner has a 2-shot lead at 8 under par. Zach Johnson 2 shots back. He shot a 67. Rory McIlroy back 69. He's 4 under par. Jordan Spieth -1. Tiger Woods even par after back-to-back 71s. I'm Brett Heller.
We have a new channel on SiriusXM. Listen to CBS Sports Radio on SiriusXM 206. CBS Sports Radio.
What's going on? Welcome to the Smackoff. Now, but I'll take that decky out. Gotta have it on this day. Got to have it on this day. Happy freaking Smackoff 24. Welcome to the program, the most important day of the year in the jungle, a day with the very best of the best. Not just on this show, but frankly on any show, get after it, and they compete for $5,000 cash and the title of King of Smack. This is the 24th consecutive year that we have done this, but it's the first time ever on television. Of course, the Smackoff today is being simulcast on CBS Sports Network. I hope you got the day off. I hope you're ready to party. I hope you're ready to get after this thing. Let's do it. Not I need to throw that cell phone number down because those who know already know what it is, but here it is anyway. 1-800-636-8686. If you can't call it today, you know I need you on Twitter. Hit it hard on Twitter. Hashtag everything Smackoff. Follow me at Jim Rome and hashtag it Smackoff. Everything that you thumb out. Hashtag Smackoff. Also, if you want to shoot me an email, go ahead and do that. Email address is Rome, R-O-M-E, at haveatake.com. I want to be so clear about this. Not only is this one of the best days ever, I want to be very clear about the competition. You want to call right now. Phone lines are jamming up quickly. I have never seen a day where it's going to be more difficult to get through than it is today. Now, quickly, if you're relatively new to the program, here is some background on the event before we start. The reason we're doing this, I figured out very early in my career that if I was going to rely exclusively on callers to drive this talk show, I would not have a career. So I used to think to myself, damn, if I could just pick the people that I wanted to call this show would be so much better. And while that was not feasible every single day, I knew I could do it once a year. I could pick the people that I wanted to call the program once a year. Hence the Smackoff. I pick who calls. Invite only. Only the best of the best get to crack skulls. Very quickly, here are the rules. There are not very many. Number one, keep the hell out of my studio. There will be no studio storming. Enter the studio, you are DQ'd. And no, that was not created to keep Leff, the two-time defending champ, out of the studio. I made that rule to keep all of you out of the studio. Rule number two, all decisions are final. Who wins and who does not will be decided by myself and the XR4 Ti. The decisions are final and binding. Next, this is really critical. Just because you're in does not mean you get on. Be tactical when you call. The earlier you call, the better chance you have of getting on. Additionally, those who assume the risk and call early on, it would stand to reason they're going to get more leeway in terms of how much time they get on the air. Finally, if you're listening or watching on CBS Sports Network, I need you responding on Twitter. Score every call on Twitter. React to everything you see and hear today on Twitter. Hammer the keyboard and your phone and hashtag every tweet Smackoff. Be sure to send us your pics about where you're listening or where you're watching. We'll try and post as many as we can. That's it. Literally, that is it. I'm that hyped. I don't want to waste time. Let's get at this thing right now. $5,000 to the winner. We make the decision. Everything is final and binding. Let's go to the phones. Batting leadoff, looking to wire the field from Yahoo Sports. He has long been one of the headiest journos / authors that I've ever brought onto the program. So you'd think that he would run circles around the clones who call the program. And he did last year in his first ever Smackoff appearance. Even agreeing to participate was huge. Then he rolls out and he crushes it. He finishes third. But do not mistake his IQ with an inability to get dirty, because he will. Someone's going to get smoked. Someone's going to get cracked. Let's go to the phones. Batting leadoff, Smackoff 24, Jeff Passan. Jeff, good morning. What's going on, bro?
Romy, apologies for the lack of an RSVP. I was getting the news that the Dodgers, the rest of the troglodytes who are going to be choking on my exhaust for the next 3 hours, were polishing their scripts and their knobs. I did take time to hear you say, Jim, you can't wire the Smackoff. And I took that as something of a personal challenge, because while everyone else lines up hoping to get a Vine, I get a text message asking when I want to go. Well, the rest of the clones cosplay like 5 minutes worth of slop they've been slaving over. The last 6 months makes them worthy of your airtime. I guarantee that if I told you, Jim, that I'd like to fill in and take jungle reigns next time you go on vacation, you would say, hell yeah. So, of course, I said I wanted to go first, because what to be scared of? Benny and Wisco's dairy knowledge? Jay Stu's IMDb page, Stevie Carbone's bachelorette takes, Rick in Buffalo, whose cadence sounds so familiar, I'm pretty sure he lives in a van down by the river. Even Brad and Corona, who has wired this thing, who actually runs Quality Smack and doesn't need stupid Twitter feuds or gimmick to win, off himself last year. I won't do you like that, Roman. I don't commit seppuku. I am a killer. And I've got things to do today, so it's time to go Patrick Bateman on this field. Has-beens, never wases, and Mag chuds like they in no-count. Hey, soy boy, are you really the guy who complains about Costco not having Polish sausages and hand-did ice cream? Why don't you go back to your safe space, snowflake, and give Les Grundle another tickle? And I swear to God, Jim, if you give Carrot Top and Laguna another Smackoff title, I am done here. This is not a much an indie done. I will take my dulcet tones and fire condiment take to a place that doesn't reward someone for his ability to stalk an animal that you own. 2 words, Van Smack: restraining order. I'd hate to see Leff lose today and go all cartoon on straight fire. And speaking of losing their head, let's hand for Methadone Mike in Indy, whose calls are like every stage of a heroin addiction. First, the smack puts you to sleep, then you try to stop the smack, and eventually you wind up with the constant, unrelenting nausea that you think is never going to go away. I'm so desperate to win a Smackoff by himself, and without Chase Sonnen and my dog chew toy that he wears as an ear, that he resorts to quitting to gin up interest. Hey, I guess if you can't beat the gimmicky little bitch, you join him, right? Not me, Jimmy. Though since Mike is on my mind, and it's making me think of second, if I may just take one of those to punch down a warning to the keyboard warriors out there. Memo to Steve in Crowtown. You have got a face for radio, a voice for Twitter, and all the charisma, charm, and intellect of Cal and Vegas' desiccated corpse that I've been letting rot for a year now. I know who said it was Make-A-Wish Day for the mulleted, handed you a pity vine, and watched you swing smack into the reality that English is a very difficult language to master. Steve, you embarrassed Coshocton, Ohio. That bar is so low, not even Mark in Hollywood could limbo under it. Hey-o! A limbo takes data, Jim. I heard Caleb in Green Bay accuse me of being stuck in 1993, which is oddly hypocritical, seeing as it's 2018 and he still thinks gay marriage is easy. I was just curious, Caleb. Just a little curious. If your second chin got married to your first to form a holy union of patrimony, would you object? I guess now it makes sense why you love Josh Hader so much, you creepy incel. Once you move out of Mom's place, pack it up, go to Charlottesville where you can meet with Willie and Casey and Jeff in Richmond, light your tiki torches, and march for your culture. I got to say, Jim, when Jeff in Richmond, Jim, started his triumphant return, Jim, with 2 minutes of recycling catchphrases, Jim, it inspired me, Jim, to closely pop my lettuce, Jim, to say a prayer for Rolling Lone, Jim, and tell you, ooh, yeah. No, that's not it. Everybody's got a price. No, let's try it again. To be the man, you've got to beat the man. Woo! And let me tell you something, Romy. I'm beating that cheap hack Leff in his room that smells like Doritos Loco Tacos Astroglide. I'm going to make Mike and Indy wish he actually had retired. I feel like I'm in heaven right now, Caleb, and I'm a Jew. So passing 316 says you can kiss my ass. I don't need gimmicks, Jim. I don't need videos. I don't need RSVPs. I don't need anything but you and the XR4 Ti to cut the crap and take the SmackDown back from these double-talking jive turkeys who keep defiling it. I already told you, Jim, I'm a killer. War justified at the Belmont. I'm out.
Jeff Passan starting us off. All right, then. Bidding to go wire to wire, saying he does not need gimmicks. A better connection would help. Keep this in mind, clones. You're going to make that phone call. And Jeff Passan's a guy who's got a lot to get done. He's got a lot of places he's got to be. I know he worked that in. Man, make sure you have a good, clean phone line. Good, clean connection. 1-800-636-8686. That is call number one. Will he wire the field with that? Can he do better than he did last year when he came in third? I want to keep moving. Listen, I got a real sense of urgency. Not everybody's getting through today. The Canadians know this. They're in early. Let's go to this guy, one of the co-pilots of Team Canada, one of the most hated men in the American jungle, therefore. He and his dude, Tyler in Edmonton, represent all of Canada, and they are here to, among other things, call all of America fat. The only question is which Canadian to go to first. Let's go to Vancouver. Matt in Vancouver in segment number one and following up the guy who came in third last year. Matt, well played. What's up? How are you?
All the non-believers, Rome. Having the strength of a nation behind me, the outpouring of support has been truly humbling, Rome. I even have a date with a Houston Texans cheerleader this weekend. And you know, Rome, a lot of men have a problem with being called beautiful. I don't. American clones been calling me pretty boy because I go to the dentist twice a year, and I pay more than $9 for my haircut. While these same American clones walk around with porches dangling out of their bottom of their too small for you beer t-shirts. Or they look like Ty Lue, who since retirement looks like he's constantly in a state of anaphylactic shock. And speaking of people who look like they're constantly in a state of anaphylactic shock, Rome, you definitely made the right call not letting the Lagoon Beach belly turn this week into the fat, gimmicky loser off by hijacking the jungle with those embarrassing videos. Jesus Christ, Leff, did you catch the irony in the fact that you, Leff, completely jumped the shark using a video featuring the guy who originally jumped the shark? I wasn't sure there could be a worse look than last year's Gramps Parade. You rolled in with that? Well, out of those grimy broke old-timers last year, the only one who looked like he slept indoors the night before was Kerwin. No wonder Rome's okay with a couple good-looking 2.0 callers from Canada taking the torch from that soup kitchen of a group. You embarrassed yourself, champ. And those throne picks and that $5 t-shirt didn't do nothing but make you look 3 months pregnant. And holy crap, Mike Indy's retirement bit, while slightly less corny, was equally embarrassing. Everyone saw it coming. No one was impressed. But at least neither of them have adopted Brad's strategy of just being a pitchy bitch with D-minus smack. The cool just talks like a game show host on bath salts, and it still doesn't hide the fact that he has worse smack than everyone in the Smackoff field, not named Chad in L.A. And speaking of that whole ass non-factor, Chad's parents are actually holding a reveal party this weekend. Even though Chad's 32 years old, it'll finally be this weekend when his parents hit exploding golf balls with blue or pink powder inside to find out a 32-year mystery. And Romy, I put together a quick top 10 list in honor of Dave Letterman, the ways you know you are an American. Number 10, you don't realize there are 86 other free countries on planet Earth. Number 9, you like Trump's idea to send the military into space. Number 8, you think once in space the United States military should liberate aliens and teach them democracy. Number 7, you're an alcoholic and you're on Zoloft. Number 6, you squeeze into underarm gear to go on a 5-minute walk on your treadmill. Number 5, you treat your political party like a damn sports team. Number 4, you think Phil Mickelson's in great shape. Number 3, you use credit to buy a gun, smokes, and lotto tickets. Number 2, you consider having 75% of your dentistry intact a good start. Number 1 reason you know you're American, you're wondering when the hell this nightmare episode of The Apprentice is over. And Romy wore this sexy Canadian planting the Maple Leaf flag right in the middle of this damn American Smackoff. Unwore Jeff Passan not even having the respect for this event to use a damn hard line. Trump that, bitches.
Matt in Vancouver. I know you hate that guy. I know you hate that call. Can you imagine how pissed you'd all be if either he or his boy Tyler were to win this thing? Matt in Vancouver. That's smart. Get in early. If you're a guy like that, there's no guarantee you're going to get through. So everybody else, understand you've got made guys. You've got guys who've won this event before. Understand who you are, where you fit in, and when you want to make that call. It used to be that people would lay out and try to get in the middle of the second hour, top of the third hour, later on. You're already running out of time. Let me be very clear about that. You're already running out of time. Get in if you're in the field. It is Smackoff 24. Off to a great start. Jeff Passan's in. Also, Matt in Vancouver's in. We will come right back. Stay on it. Hit me up on Twitter. Hashtag it, Smackoff. Zipa is spelled.
The globe's mightiest men muscle up to the test in Manila, but only one can claim the title of world's strongest man. Thursday at 9:30.
Nope.
The official hashtag Smackoff. Hashtag Smackoff. That's it. Hashtag Smackoff. Hit social with that. Hit Twitter with that. Hashtag Smackoff. Jeff Passan bidding to go wire to wire. Not sure it's going to happen. Hey, listen, that's not an easy thing to do. Not easy to start things off, but he is taking some right now. Matt in Vancouver came in. Let's get back to it. Smackoff 24. Next contestant. He is in his second year as a Smackoff competitor. He is one of 2 players representing the great state of Wisconsin. Last year, he flexed some range with some non-rat-related smack. He finished 5th. Big swing. He was the highest placing golden ticket winner from the class 2017. This year, he is looking for all the cheddar. Let's go to Wisco. Benny in Wisco to start off our second segment for the Smackoff. Benny, good luck. What's up? How are you?
I'm well, Jim, and you?
Great. Awesome.
Excellent. Hey, Jeff Passon, thanks for participating today. Your call was the Brandy Chastain plaque of Smackoff calls, all distorted, poorly crafted, and in dire need of being melted down and reconstructed. And I want to apologize in advance to you, to the clones, and to Leb especially for melting all the phone lines in Wisconsin after this call. Please don't call me Leb. Look, Caleb, I just already apologized, okay? Get the hell out of here. Now, Jim, I wasn't initially going to run any fat smack on my fellow competitors, but Matt forgot to mention a few, like Tyler and Edmonton's favorite musical instrument being the lunch whistle, and Matt himself's idea of a fancy draft is going to McDonald's and putting his face under the catch that they have on tap and having a pint. But I'll end it there. I don't want to take 4 minutes off of Tyler's Canadian car wreck that you'll hear later. Victor in NorCal, I think it's time to change your name, dude. You got a few-year grace period after winning a Smackoff in '86 or whenever the hell that was, where you could still be known as Victor. But with your lack of effort lately, it's time for some different gloss. Calling you a Victor in the Smackoff would be like someone named Silk entering a lumberjack competition. Up next, in the event where you use your muscles and a heavy axe to destroy a part of a tree. Silk? Does that say Silk Bra? Am I reading this right? Vic, you're the Ian Poulter of the Smackoff every year, buddy. You're always in the lead after Thursday, but once the weekend hits, your score takes a sailor dive into a pile of rocks. And what about the old piles of rocks invited to the event today? Jeff in Richmond, Rick in Buffalo, Chael, IF Brady, the list goes on. Rome, when did you and the selection committee expand the Smackoff to a field of 68-year-olds? As Mike in Indy would probably say, it's still called the Smackoff, not the Gandalf. But yes, I'm very excited to hear the Geritol set run smack on last century's hard-hitting issues. Ben Hogan's driver was corked. Why stuff the ball through the goal when a layup is worth just as many basketball points? And why the hell can't I find a pack of Chesterfields anymore? Now that was a good full-bodied smoke. These guys are so incontinent that Siri on Jim Rome's phone thinks they accidentally go off too much. Hey, old socks, let me put it in a language you understand. Know your role, and die peacefully in your sleep, surrounded by loved ones and a therapy dog. Speaking of old dogs and old tricks, Brad in Corona, I have to give you props for having a great radio voice, dude. It's one thing to have great delivery for radio, but the great equalizer is that your jokes are apparently written by the guy from the movie Radio. But life goes on, right? Hey, did everyone catch Leff and Laguna's RSVP videos? Man, there are plenty of cringeworthy items to take away from them, but none more prominent than that plastic scepter and plastic crown you were sporting. A helium balloon in studio a couple of years ago, a plastic scepter and crown this year. What are you, the king of Party City? Is your crew going to serenade you with applause from those plastic Party City clapping hand toys later? And can you please do everyone a favor and make sure you're holding an open flame when everyone douses you with Party City silly string after your call today? And those board shorts, bro. Now, I met Leff last year. Dude walks around everywhere in board shorts, which is the super chill SoCal way to say swimming trunks. Leff, technically everyone listening to your calls are wearing board shorts, board shirts, board plastic crowns, scepters. And Leff, tied up in trunks isn't how you should dress yourself every day. Tied up in trunks is where everyone wishes they were when they heard your voice on the radio. Finishing up here, Rome, I got to take care of some brand management and sign off by quoting the final and inarguably the most iconic line of the timeless classic, The Farmer in the Dell. The cheese stands alone. The cheese stands alone. Hi-ho, the dairy-o, the cheese stands alone. Now I'm off to Party City to get fit for that plastic crown and scepter, for I, clones, am the cheese.
Benny in Wisco. Good job, Benny. 1-800-636-8686 if you have an invite. Make sure you're scoring as we go. Make sure you slot all these guys as we go. Jeff Passon, let us off. Matt in Vancouver Chase, that Benny in Wisco coming up with another big performance. Is it going to be good enough? Let's get another phone call in here before the end of this segment. To most of you listening, this man needs no introduction whatsoever. He was a listener a clone, a former XR4TIer. He has been in 3 Smackoffs, including the very first one back in 1995. Depending on who you are, he's either Jason in Fullerton or Mr. Automatic. To me, he's just Jason. Stu, welcome back to the Smackoff. What's going on, Stu?
Rome, it is an honor, and I will say that it's ironic that Jeff Passan made the reference to being stuck in 1993 when his cell phone and cell connection were stuck in 1993. And Matt in Vancouver maybe trim that top 10 list down to top 1. There just isn't enough time in the show for 10 reasons why anyone did anything. Now, Jim, as I look at the list of people that won the golden ticket, there are a bunch of desperate wannabes. None of them frighten me, but one interests me. Don't forget about Mona! Speaking of Smackoff cars, Jim, look out your window right now. I hate to preempt him, but I'll give him some information. That Leff in Laguna is outside your window right now, and he's on one of those hoverboards from Back to the Future 2, and he has JT the Brick on his shoulders. Now, Leff Smack is going to be subpar, but no one has ever called your show from a hoverboard with the first ever Smackoff winner on his shoulders. I can't wait for this call. Which reminds me, LeVar Ball saying that he could beat LeBron James one-on-one is kind of like Whitey's dad, as proud as he must be to be Whitey's dad, calling the show one day and saying that he could do the week that was better than Alvin does. Now, Jim, I hate to get to this part of my call, but it's really going to be funny here. You know what the Smackoff does to me? It gets me real nostalgic about the show. 24 of these things, and I have been a part of almost all of them. Now, the more I watch the show on TV, the more I think, how great would it have been if some of the most seminal moments of the show were captured on TV? Like, how cool would it have been if Evel Knievel in studio that one day was on TV? Or maybe getting your organic reaction to Toby in Houston, or Matt in Cleveland having a stroke on the air. And imagine watching Mike and Indy not win the Smackoff by himself over and over again on TV. Now that would be fun. I also think of the things that could have been captured off the camera behind the glass there, like the time that Kyle Brandt wore a suit each day for the first 3 months that he worked there. Or remember that one day when Jake was born, and it was like 11:30, and you're like, you know what? I have a national radio show, but I'm going to go watch my first child be born. And Alvin said to you, dude, go, dude, go. I got this. And personally, Jim, I would have loved to see that creepy Cintas guy lurking around the corner on TV. And one last thing, Jim. Speaking of being nostalgic, remember the time when you, Alvin, and me were at a Carl's in Rosemead, and we saw Najee Davenport rounding third and go into a laundromat with a boner and sweatpants?
That's not a good call. No. You don't like that call. I don't like that call. Not a very good call.
No, Stu, I don't remember that. I don't remember you and me and Alvin being in Rosemead for anything, much less at Carl's Jr. to see that. No, Stu, I don't remember that. But thanks for playing along. Jason Stewart, and he called out, don't forget about Mona. Not Mock Moda, Mona. All right, so this is where we're at. A half hour into Smackoff 24. Jeff Passan started us off. Did not have good cell quality. Pat in Vancouver came in. Good call. Ben in Wisco, strong call. Jay Stu, who used to be caller, longtime employee, went out, came back, got run. You know he would. Stu, as well as anybody, more than anybody knows, there are certain things you can and cannot do. You can't do that. When we come back, Smackoff 24 continues. How do you have this thing scored? What do you think about what you've heard so far? Man, get at Twitter. Get at Twitter right now. Hashtag it Smackoff. I need to hear a reaction to everything you hear. Get it Twitter. Get it us. Hashtag it Smackoff. One word, Smackoff. Time now for a sports update. Here's the very latest. Brad Heller has this one.
Sports Flash.
All right, Jim, Julian Edelman is not going to pull a Tom Brady. According to NFL.com, the Patriots receiver will not take legal action over a 4-game PED suspension. Independent arbitrator upheld the ban earlier this month. Meanwhile, the NFL and the Players Union putting the new anthem policy on hold. They say no rules will be issued or enforced for the next several weeks. Baseball, Manny Machado's Dodger debut comes in Milwaukee tonight against the Brewers. LA has a half-game lead in the NL West on Arizona, 2 on Colorado. Rockies and Diamondbacks meet in a big series in Phoenix. The red-hot Red Sox, winners of 17 out of 20. They're in Detroit tonight to take on Tigers. Boston owning its largest division lead of the season, 4.5 games on the Yankees, who host the Mets. First game of the day, it's going to be the Cubs and Cardinals at Wrigley, 2:20 Eastern. Cubs have won 4 games in a row. Their lead's 3 in the NL Central. NBA news, Yogi Ferrell is backed out of a 2-year, $5 million deal with the Mavericks, so he's a free agent again. That's according to Yahoo Sports. Round 2 at the British Open. Kevin Kisner is your leader, 8 under par, 2 shots ahead of Zach Johnson. Tiger Woods even par, even with Phil Mickelson. I'm Brad Heller.
Crack open a beer, hang out by the pool, and listen to me, Bill Ryder, on Ryder Than You, weekdays 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific on CBS Sports Radio.
Do you have trouble falling asleep? Do you toss and turn all night or wake up with a sore neck or headache? Then it's time you discovered MyPillow.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. Just like you, I had problems sleeping. I tried every pillow out there and nothing worked. 10 years ago, I invented MyPillow. It took me 2 years to develop because I wanted to have everything you would ever want in a pillow. I made sure that you could adjust my padded fill so you could have the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of your sleep position. I also wanted a pillow that would last, so I made my pillow machine washable and dryable. I picked my pillow with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Not only that, I do all my own manufacturing in my home state of Minnesota.
Call or go to MyPillow.com now. Use this promo code and Mike will give you a second MyPillow absolutely free. Hurry, this offer ends August 1st. Other pillows go flat, causing you to fold them over or use your arm for support, which can cause pain. Hard foam pillows can raise your head too high, making you very uncomfortable. But the revolutionary MyPillow has patented fill that won't go flat and keeps your neck supported and aligned to your exact individual need. MyPillow helps you get and stay in deep sleep all night long.
Before MyPillow, sleeping was a nightmare. First night I got it, slept like a baby. Just was out, completely out.
I sleep better. Wake up, I feel refreshed, I feel healthy.
MyPillow helps me get a good night's sleep so I can do my job in the morning.
I personally guarantee that MyPillow will be the most comfortable pillow you'll ever own. And I want to thank each and every one of you for your support.
Call or go to MyPillow.com now. Use this promo code and Mike will give you a second MyPillow absolutely free. That's right, 2 MyPillows for the price of 1. MyPillow comes with a 60-day money-back guarantee. Don't delay. Buy one and get one absolutely free. Hurry, this offer ends August 1st.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Just possibly get a pick out of it. It's a good move.
It's brilliant for the Thunder. I mean, everyone just thought they were going to cut Melos.
You think it's brilliant for the Thunder?
Brilliant for the Thunder.
Well, that's if you think
they saved themselves $100 million in luxury tax.
No, what I'm talking about, I think fair. There's the economic aspect, which, quite frankly, I don't really care. It's not my money. I think about, does it really propel them to a new height? Does Schroeder make them? Are they better than the Rockets?
No, but I think the expectation, once we heard that they were going to part ways with Melo, what team was going to trade for him? We knew the Rockets didn't have the money to trade for him. The Lakers probably weren't trading the assets for him.
Yep.
So nobody really expected. Really, all they were doing is trading them to Atlanta so Atlanta can cut him rather than them cut him. So they got pieces back for Melo while also saving $100 million in luxury tax. And Schroeder's not a great player, but he's certainly sufficient role player off the bench, maybe like alongside Westbrook. Doesn't make them significantly better, but the fact that they got anything back for Melo in this case when everyone knew that they were going to cut him, brilliant.
Monday, the competition rides into Australia.
Spectacular wave. Don't get any better than this.
As the world's best challenge the waves and each other. Catch the Margaret River Pro. Monday at 11 on CBS Sports Network.
Today, we're opening more than 150,000 locations called Domino's Hotspots. You can finally get Domino's delivered to every single one of them. Get 2 medium 2-topping pizzas delivered for $5.99 each.
Domino's Hotspots. Delivery to parks, beaches, and other outdoor locations near you.
In an era of online retail where everything's just a few clicks away, buying a car should be no different. That's why at Carvana, you can buy a car 100% online. We made it easy to browse, view, and buy from over 10,000 cars. You can even trade in your old car, all while binge watching your favorite TV show. Afterwards, we'll deliver your car to you, or you can pick it up from one of our car vending machines. Either way, your car comes with a 7-day return policy. So grab a seat, relax in your comfy pants, and enjoy the new way to buy a car at Carvana.
When we moved, we didn't have anything, so we used OfferUp. It's a free app where you can find awesome things people nearby are selling. It was a great way to furnish our home and get to know our new city.
Now we have furniture and friends.
OfferUp is free to use. Find anything you want nearby.
Do you take this man to be your lawfully wedded husband, for better or worse?
Wait, does that include his less than perfect driving record?
At the General, you can get affordable auto insurance with low payments for mobile vehicles, even if one of the drivers has a problem on their driving record. Get your anonymous online quote and ride with the General. For a great road you can get online, go to the General and save some time.
Start your morning with sports. A dash of salt.
All I care about is what I'm doing.
Spice.
There's nothing about the Knicks that's interesting.
Boomer and Geo on CBS Sports Network.
$50,000 is on the line, and the best of the best are here to claim it at the toughest mile on the planet. This is going to be tight here, it appears. And now it's an all-out sprint. He's in a battle for second place in this last heat, and they're neck and neck, getting down the final stretches. This is Tough Mudder X.
Back off. Sounds like I'm hyped up. It's because I am. Smackoff 24. Quickly, some reaction. Shoot me the tweets at Jim Rome. Hashtag everything Smackoff 24. Cruz Pedregon. Quote, that's a top 10 call right there. Good shot at Benny Wisco. Hashtag Smackoff. Remember, if you win, Cruz is going to put your name on the side of his car for one race. Charger fan Dan tweets at Jim Rome, at Jason Stewart. Stu falling on his sword is still the best call thus far. Actually, Dan, it's not, and I'll tell you why. Maybe 3 of us listening understood that call. Me, Alvy, and Dave Whalen. Hey, Stu, could you be any more inside with the references? My favorite part was when Stu said, and now the funny part of the call. Yeah, Stu, it's great. 3 of us. Back at it, continuing bottom hour of hour number 1, Smackoff 24. One of the 2 representatives of our brothers to the north. We have already heard from one. These guys are smart. They came in early. This guy, a lean, mean Canadian, ready to hit the board and bring one home, not just for Edmonton, but for all of Canada. A volume shooter who always lands. We've heard from his brother. We now go to Edmonton. Tyler in Edmonton. Tyler, good luck. Good to have you. What's up?
I don't want anyone getting confused with what you just heard. That was the fit alarm. Don't believe me? Just take a look at my pictures of me. You know, I've been in America's head for the better part of 2018. Some might say I've created one of the biggest build-ups in Smackoff history. Everyone took the bait, Romy. Everyone. And when I say everyone, I mean guys like Mark in Boston sliding into my DMs looking for copies of my cheerleader pics. Really, Mark? Mike in Indy, seen how quickly the jungle moved on without him. Carmelo Anthony thinks this drama queen needs to check himself. Mike brings everything to the jungle that Carmelo Anthony brings to the NBA. No desire, no defense, and no diamonds. Put it simply,
he lacks in all things D. How about them Vegas Golden Knights, homie? Made it all the way to the finals to 3-pump, dump it away to the king, Alexander Ovechkin. Going to be just like the Jungle's very own expansion franchise, Rick in Buffalo Day. Rick is going to disappoint worse than pink balloons at a Hayward gender reveal party. And I don't want to hear about how Rick and Jeff are going to be duking it out for the title this year. The only thing those two guys are fighting over today is who gets to snug with Sister Jean first. Then we have the other Jeff, Jeff Passan, the coach's kid of the Smackoff field. It's funny, this guy had some amazing Caleb living in his mom's basement smack, but the guy basically is Caleb. He even has his dad, Rome, packing his lunch and constantly reminding him how smart he is, just so he doesn't get intimidated by the big boys at school. And just like Caleb Passan, the majority of people hate you. You'll never do better than your first crack at it when you finish third, you dweeb. All right, quick football take. Leave it to Mark in Hollywood to pose as the tough as hell Nick Foles catching a deep pass. And all he really ever does is stumble around and Tom Brady butterfingers ass to embarrassment like only Mark can. His team won a Super Bowl, and he admittedly couldn't even make it to the fireworks show this late at the end of the night. Wow, bro. Picture this featherweight getting pulled over after one glass of cheap wine, Romy. Excuse me, sir. Where'd you say you're headed tonight? Back home to Philly. Sir, you're California. I'm going to need you to spell your name so we can ID you in our system. B-I-T-C-H. I mean, this guy's a bigger mess than the clutching that stoner ass J.R. Swish. And speaking of stoners, you ever notice every good team has that one guy who's got a weird mix of talent and stupidity, you know? Bulls had Dennis Rodman back in the day. Browns have a guy like Josh Gordon. And you, Rome, you have Adam Huck, the pigeon. You know, I'm curious how this works in states. On one hand, you have Roseanne, a fat racist slob that tweets like Vic in NoCal, and she gets canned from her job. Then you have Trump, a fat racist slob that tweets like Vic in NoCal, and he's running your country. Now, you guys can say what you want about Justin Trudeau, but the last time I checked, Trudeau was being blasted for being too accepting and not getting blasted for locking kids in cages. Don't even get me started on this space army thing, right? Your guy Trump's theatrics are getting over on you guys worse than Leff did in the last two Smackoffs. Let's just hope the collective brain power of United Wastes of America don't make the mistake of letting Trump repeat like Leff did. I mean, Leff basically is the Donald Trump era of the Smackoff. What's even worse about Leff is that he had to cash in all his Harvey Weinstein award points for a 30-second role with Terrence. It's kind of ironic, Romy. Leff is famous for virgin smack on Caleb, but I don't know, you tell me, would you rather be Caleb or lose all your dignity and self-respect to Terrence? There were more downward dogs in that agreement between Leff and Terrence and a hot yo class. Leff, the only way he was going to go back-to-back is if he let that old creep Terrence see it back. I give props to our guy Terrence, though. He probably didn't pass out like Mark in Hollywood. And there you have it, Rome. Straight, chiseled, smack. I'm out.
All right, both Canadians in. Tyler in Edmonton. How'd you score that? Americans. America. Get on Twitter. Hashtag it. Smackoff. A golden ticket recipient representing the Lady Clone Nation from the 904. She grabbed the golden ticket shortly after last year's Smackoff. She will ruin you like she ruins tenderonis. A golden ticket winner, class of 2018. She is Danica in Jacksonville. Danica, what's up?
Duval. Thanks for the vibe. I'm going to keep this short, simple. Now, I have to say I am a lover and not a fighter. I'd rather spend my time getting lit and hunting for those young 21-year-olds and their birthday bar crawls. And I have to say, ever since dropping my testimony glass, that I've had a lot of the clones slide into those DMs. Now, I'm not going to name any names or put anybody out there, but I just have to say some of them are nasty, straight nasty. But I finally found my tenderoni, and he is none other than Robbie Blake Odom. Yes, I know I kind of treated him like trash, and you know I've kind of been in my feelings like Drake, like Blakey, you love me, you forgive me for running out on you in the middle of the night and just leaving a letter saying, don't call me, I'll call you. You know, you were at least worse, but I was watching how it is, you know? And granted, your skill set isn't that great.
No. You don't like that.
Danica, Lady Clone.
Not a very good
Terrible cell quality, bad connection. Quickly, let's go to Pearland. This man needs no introduction whatsoever. Bodie in Pearland. Bubba, you made it in. What's up, Bodie?
Let me get a damn good connection. You hear me? Everything clear?
Yeah, you sound great. Go ahead.
All right, Bub. You know what? They say that pop culture is downstream from politics. So I'm guessing clone culture is downstream from Tijuana runoff. You know, Bub, this is going to be a sports take because I consider all the some bitches in this contest athletes, but yet they're at my feet. And you know what? All these some bitches is itching to hear what the hell I'm about to spit out. Let me start off with this. Look, how the hell did Leff and Laguna Beach get turned into Rich Flores' boy toy? I mean, did you hear that music this week? It's obviously what Mr. Flores has. He's a damn porn producer. And I got it on good authority from the local porn aficionado, a.k.a. pervert Broadless Vic, that he gave me the heads up on Leff's next movie. The title of that's going to be Leff Does Nothing, not a damn thing. The same thing he's been doing the past 2 years, Bubba. Hey, Bubba, I'm flaming, but I'm out, man. I got to go. I love you.
Bodie, you do have to go.
You don't like that call. I don't like that call.
Hey, Bubba, I love you. You know that. Bodie, I will always love you. But on the day of the Smackoff, you got to do better than some bitch, Leff porn producer, some bitch. I'm flaming. I'm out. Back in the day, that won him a flat screen. Quickly, another lady clone. Let's go to Knoxville. What about Mona? Mona in Knoxville. Good morning, Mona. How are you?
Hey, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm calling from my emergency room, and I'm just taking in all these patients like Brad and Corona. He thought his Viagra was a suppository. So instead of his thing getting larger, his nose got larger, but that's all. And he needs to put down his mom's copy of 50 Shades of Grey and pull his pants up and do something productive in the world, like chew a box of razor blades so he would swallow his own flips for a change. And I'm just going to humor Ken.
Mona, you got to be kidding me, Mona.
You don't like that call. I don't like that call.
Mona, no, you didn't.
Not a very good call.
No, you did not, Mona. All right. Let's try and get this thing back on track, all right? This is what happens when you let certain people in. Now, I thought they justified their entry, but apparently not. Let's step off this for a minute. There is our number one. We got rid of a lot of the dead weight, didn't we? Got rid of a lot of the dead weight. Not everybody who got on the air deserved to be on the air, but I learned. Listen, and they proved it. This is what happens when somebody makes one good call and gets through, and I get caught up in that moment like, hey, go and take it. That's awesome. Mona, are you kidding me with that? Listen, make sure your signal is strong. Do not come in here on a faulty phone line. When we come back, we're into hour number 2. The monsters are lining up now, and this thing's going to be the way it should be. Of course, this thing in part is always about that too. If some of these people cannot handle the big stage, clearly. Hour number 2 coming up. How do you score hour number 1? Make sure you're keeping a running score as you go. Hit Twitter. Hashtag it Smackoff. Hit Twitter. Hashtag it Smackoff. 1-800-636-8686. If you want to be on, you better get through. You're already running out of time. Remember, the third hour is a recap hour on the back end. You do not have as much time as you think you do. Call us now. Hour number 2 of the Smackoff coming up next. In Southern California, I am Jim Rome. Do not go anywhere.
That's a thing. David Price will go for his 11th win against Matthew Boyd. The Yankees 4.5 games back in the AL East will host the Mets one afternoon game today. The Cubs and Cardinals continue their series at Wrigley with 12-game winner John Lester on the mound for Chicago. I'm Rich Hacker.
Hey, what's up? This is Tiki Barber, and I'm talking about everything, anything on my Tiki's Barbershop podcast. Find it on iTunes, Google Play, and wherever podcasts are available.
Let's get hot up in here. Quickly, some reaction on Twitter. Remember, hashtag Smackoff. Hashtag anything you tweet Smackoff. And tag Jason tweets, was Danica making her call while getting an MRI? Hashtag Smackoff. B. Crawford 70. He tweets, with all that pre-Smackoff smack, the Canadians were talking. That's what they come up with? Bobby Buff tweets, Benny did amazing. Easily the best call so far. Matt Tower both did okay, but their calls weren't as memorable as Benny's. How do you score this thing? Score as you go. Let's keep moving. It's going to get very busy. If you want to get in and you're in the field, you better call right now because somebody's going to get squeezed. It happens every single year, and it's going to happen again. We start hour number 2 by going to one of the best to never win one, appearing now in his 4th Smackoff, a guy who finished as high as 3rd back in 2015. Is this his year? Let's find out. We go to Green Bay. Caleb in Green Bay, you are next. Caleb, good luck. How are you?
Buenos dias, fans. Mac, you are huger than the jelly stain on Mikhail Gorbachev's forehead. Let me be the first to wish you an epic Friday. This is actually a crazy week for me. I'm volunteering as a counselor at a boys' summer camp, but I would never miss the first annual Great American Smackoff. I knew that 1995 was going to be all that and a bag of chips, so I'm going to hit this competition harder than Natron means business up the middle on 1st and goal. Let's get after it, Jim. You know why I take a lot of scuds? Because I get a lot of scuds. And you know this better than anyone. There is a long, long line of callers waiting to take a swing at me like I'm a piñata full of welfare checks, spouting the same unoriginal takes, fat, virgin, lived with his parents. But it just goes to remind everyone that your listeners are not clones of you. They're clones of each other, clogging up the phone lines, jamming up the fax machine day after day for years on end. And, Jim, it's not your fault, but it just proves the level of disreputable people who listen to your show and call themselves fans. Would it shock anybody when you open up the fish wrap and see they finally caught the Unabomber? He won't be living in some shack in Montana. He'll be like a mechanic in Escondido wearing an Extra Sports 690 T-shirt and asking the feds for a drug test drop. I have neither the real estate nor the crayons to explain to these morons why they're not worth my time. I want my Smackoff call to be about what I want to talk about. I am so happy the Raiders are moving back.
Hey, who are you talking to?
Sorry, Jim, just give me a second. It's one of my campers. What's that, buddy?
I said, who are you talking to?
Jim Rome. He does a radio show in California. You know, I don't remember you from last year. You must be new. What's your name?
I'm Leff.
Les? That's not a name. That's like half a name. Your parents named you Les?
I don't know, but you're pretty fat.
Well, I know that, but that's not really a take anymore, is it? Wait a minute. Are you reading off a note card? What else you got? Go ahead.
You look like Newton from Seinfeld. Ate the Goodyear blimp.
Okay. Not bad. What's next?
Is 90210 your favorite TV show or your blood pressure?
Okay, well, I mean, that doesn't make any sense medically, but keep going.
I know there's a type 3 diabetes.
You got some attitude, kid. I like that, but be honest with me. Who put you up to this?
Those boys over there.
Those boys over there told you to come over by me and tell me fat jokes? Listen, kid, you can't go through life using other people's jokes and passing them as your own, okay? You might have some short-term success, but eventually everybody will figure out you're a fraud. Now, I'm busy right now, but run along and we'll talk later, okay?
Okay, but do you have any extra sunscreen for my ears?
Yeah, I have a 5-gallon bucket and a paint roller around here somewhere. Anyway, Jim, I'm so happy the Raiders are moving back to Oakland because once again, they have to buck up with the A's. I can picture it now. Ricky Henderson and Rocket Ismail brushing their teeth in the same sink. Mark McGuire and Cheddar McLaughlin bench each other's cars in the parking lot. Dennis Eckersley showing Jeff Hostetler how to properly groom a mustache. And the best part is, Oakland athletes get to spend their Sunday afternoons the same way Oakland clones spend their Friday nights, getting tackled at third base and striking out in the end zone. But don't worry, no callers. I'm willing to bet the $5,000 I win today that you'll finally get your new stadium and the Raiders will never leave again. Because
excuse me, I need to use the phone.
Jim, I'm sorry. Hold on, please. Ricky, you lost your phone privileges after you called that sex line last summer.
It was only for a couple hours.
Yeah, I know. And half the boys in camp heard you shout the birds and the bees at the top of your lungs. And by the way, why do you talk like that?
I sounded this way since I was 5.
Okay, whatever. But no, I'm not letting you use the phone.
But I need to talk to Samantha.
The head counselor at the girls' camp across the lake? No way. You're not even allowed over there anymore. They said you're a creeper. I've never heard of a 13-year-old with a restraining order.
Well, I've never heard of a 32-year-old with a gravitational pull, so I guess we're even.
Okay, you know what? I know the nurse puts the phone in her office for emergencies. Go use that one.
I'm not allowed in there either.
What? Why not?
Because I tried to show her my rattlesnake.
Okay, I don't want to hear it. God, use the phone. That's disgusting. Jim, I got to go. I can't finish my call with these stupid kids running around. I'll fax you my takes on Monday. Crown, Wisconsin. Huge.
Caleb, Green Bay. Best call from 1995 ever. Where do you slot it? What are you going to do with that? 1995, the great American Smackoff. It's amazing how he got Leff as a youngster, Rick as a youngster. Speaking of which, from the up-and-coming shiny Sea of Buffalo, a rookie who sounds like a seasoned vet, a golden ticket winner who's got a shot to win, a guy who was a part of that last call. He does not want you to like him because he already hates your guts. He is Rick in Buffalo. Rick, how are you?
I'm truly honored to be here, Jim. The only ones happier than me are my parents. It took me 42 and a half years, but I finally did something with my life. And Jim, thanks for doing away with the studio gimmicks this year. Although everyone knew Leff wasn't coming in the minute the show went to simulcast. People that ugly don't invade TV studios. And obviously Benny's just as ugly. How about this for a new rule, Jim? If you're too embarrassed to show your face on TV, Rick in Buffalo gets to punch it after the show. Annette and Tyler, I really want to take Canadians seriously, but when has anyone ever taken Canadians seriously? And greetings, Jeff Richmond. In the last 3 months, you've gone from legend to laughingstock to sacrificial lamb. And now you should just go away. I'm Pedro Martinez, you're Don Zimmer, and you better get your decrepit fat ass back in the dugout. And welcome back to Twitter, Vic NoCal. Didn't take you long for you to start bitching about losing all 5,000 of your followers after the Twitter purge. But what the hell did you expect after following back 5,000 robot whores last month, you scumbag? Stick to your Craigslist forums, Victor. The only rooms you truly excel in. And you sounded great on Woodscopes last week, loser. Love how you're still trying to convince all clones they tried calling the show 200 times the day of your Smackoff no-show. Sure you did, Vic. Either that or you crap your pants and never pick up the phone, you friggin' liar. And stop nonsense about winning the 2010 title. Everyone knows that win was the direct result of you camping out in KB's gigantic country ass for 2 years leading up to the event, you ass kisser. And now Vic's at it again, sending hawk cat shirts and water bongs. You really are a desperate, pathetic little bitch. And I know Hawk takes a lot of heat for being low IQ, and the guy really is a friggin' moron. But when it comes to the dumbest crew member you've ever had, Jim, nobody can hold a candle to Kyle Brandt. This idiot leaves the greatest show in sports to go be the pretty boy for the NFL Network's morning write-off. Good morning football? Are you kidding me, dude? I tell you what I think, but like every other football fan, I've never seen the show. You're one step closer to being the next D-lister turned wannabe real estate agent. But I guess it ain't all bad. You'll be able to defecate in any bathroom, in any house that hits a market, you sociopath. You'll probably even go upper deck when you get the chance. KB, ladies and gentlemen, a menace to homeowners everywhere. Now live in Western New York, Jim. The Bills and Sabres obviously take top billing. But my first love as a kid was Yankees baseball. And while I still root for the team, I absolutely despise their deplorable fan base. And there's no bigger a-hole Yankee fan out there than my old man. He's the type of insufferable D-bag who brags about having seen every inning of every game since 1960. Sure you have, you fat ass. Funny how you leave out the fact you sleep the last 3 innings every night. And your snoring's really starting to piss off Mom. And I'm sick of her calling me to bitch about it. But my old man really is a good dude. Even got him watching the show a few times a week. Now you'd think I'd be his favorite caller, but he's really taken a liking to Caleb in Green Bay. Not because of smack or anything, but because he's the only clone fatter than he is. So keep that fighting weight up, Leb, and you'll always have a loyal fan. Now let me leave you with this, Jim. Growing up in Buffalo, you learn two things at a really young age. Always be accountable for your actions and never run away from a fight. Vic and NoCal must have had a different upbringing because the self-glossed jungle bully has been running like a little bitch all year. And when he finally ran out of places to hide, he laid down the ultimate empty threat. Go away or else. Or else what, Vic? You gonna run home and get your daddy? Tell you what, bring the entire family circus, because I got a clown suit for every last one of them. That's just how I'm wired, Jim. I'll take on anyone at any time. I'm not talking things out. I'm throwing the first punch. I'm not calming things down. I'm going to amp them up. And then when it comes to the jungle, you won't catch me dead bringing any of that prepackaged crap to the dogfight. I'm bringing the good old-fashioned high heat. More road rage with kids in the back seat. It's never too early to teach them not to take crap from anyone. War Trapper and Dana Point. War Hall of Fame badass Jim Kelly. Thanks for the vine, Jim. I'm out.
Rick in Buffalo. Nice job, Rick. Well done. Let's handle your business. Let's keep moving. Speaking of which, appearing now in his 12th straight Smackoff, looking for a second title, your 2010 Smackoff champ. You know him as Broadway. You know him as a VIC. 12 years in, still playing at a very high level. Arguably the highest level he's been at since he won this thing back in 2010 when he was lighting chumps up. I'm talking about Victor. Vic in NoCal. Vic, what's up?
Romy, first ever TV Smackoff. Awesome, dude. Dude, you've come a long way, man. I mean, from scrub Saturdays atop a hot dog on a stick. I mean, how undignified is that? To now, on TV, pimping adult buttock wipes in between segments, dude. Romy, you are crushing the game, dude. But hey, listen, Rome, you got the new studio. You should have also asked for a new crew, man. I mean, no offense, with all due respect, but you got one raggedy-ass crew, man. Well, except for Al DeLoro. That guy's a stud. You know, this one time, this one doofus, no names mentioned, J. Stu, made the mistake of asking little Alvy what his favorite kind of porno was. And Alvin didn't hesitate for 1 second to go all Nico on him. He goes, dude, I don't watch sex, dude. I play sex. Little Alvy's an animal. Dude, that guy gets more ass than Kelly Clarkson's ladyboy. Little Alvy multiplies like a Catholic rabbit. Maybe he can help out Caleb in Green Bay, man, because the only women in Caleb's life are Betty Crocker, Little Debbie, and Wendy. I mean, look, I'm not saying Caleb isn't skilled with the ladies, but if he were a Star Wars character, his name would be Han Solo. I mean, my man Caleb has such little game, and he's so fat that he doesn't invite chicks over to his pad to Netflix and chill. He invites them over to Netflix and grill. No wonder my man was trying so hard to win that master bill. Ron, let me get sports take in here. New York baseball Yankees. Giancarlo, non c'è posto parlo, but you sure can strike him out. Romy, Giancarlo Stanton, Aaron Judge, the Twin Towers, yes, they can dash, but check this, they're also on pace for a combined 450 strikeouts. I mean, these guys are striking out with a frequency not seen since Benny and Wisco's last speed dating event. I mean, Giancarlo, Booty, look, listen, I'm not saying that you guys are literally windmills, but I think I just saw Don Quixote charging at you with his lance. Okay, I think I just saw Helga and her 2 wooden shoes try to use you to power her barley mill. I mean, dude, when little kids at the miniature golf course keep trying to put the ball through your legs, maybe it's time to double check with a third base coach what a take sign is. And Romy, why is Rick in Buffalo invited to this thing today, man? Has this guy ever made a good call? I mean, if I had $1 for every good Rick in Buffalo call, I'd have about 23 cents, man. Okay, if this is an all-star game today, then Rick is that scrub from the Royals who gets sent to the game with like a 279 batting average just because they got to have somebody there. Rick, nobody came to see you, man. Okay?
They want to see Olajuwon, Shaq, Kareem, not Kevin Duckworth. Okay, dude, you're just a constipated scumbag doing an impression of a roided-up wrestler screaming at Mean Gene Okerlund. I mean, you think your little shtick makes you cool, dude? It doesn't. You sound like Hulk Hogan with a brain tumor, okay? You sound like Rex Ryan having a stroke, man. Here we are. Here we freaking are. No, let's get a damn snack. My God, man. Clearly you've been dropped onto a folding table at a Bills game one too many times, bro. I mean, I understand there isn't much room left for brain matter in that 3-inch thick Neanderthal skull of yours, but damn, dude, if ignorance is bliss, you got to be the happiest man in America. Stay the hell off the phone, Rick, and stick to Twitter, all right, dude? Trust me on this. You got a face that's made for radio and a voice that's made for Twitter. Okay, I think what I'm trying to tell you is this, Rick. Don't go chasing waterfalls, dude. You know, just stick to those little rivers and lakes that you're used to. I mean, I know that you're going to have it your way or nothing at all because you're such a stubborn meathead, but I don't know, man. I just think you're moving too fast. And I just TLC'd your ass. So listen, next time you feel like you're ready to punch above your weight class, do your homework on me first, okay? Look me up in the Stuck Nut Take box and check out my portfolio of dead bodies. Go down to the library, dig up all my old newspaper clippings, and find out who the hell I am. Check my microfiche, bitch.
Vic and NoCal. All right, then. We need a break. Where are you slotting everybody? Vic, Rick, Caleb. And we've got some other big-time players coming up. Have you heard anything that's separated from everything else? Stay on it. Summer is here, and so is Unbearably Hungry.
Looks like you're not sleeping well.
How did you know? And Megan!
Hey, you're that guy.
The My Pillow guy.
That's right, and I'm here to help you get the best sleep of your lives. Oh, you have a down pillow. Here's the problem with down pillows. You lay there, you feel comfortable, and guess what? It goes down, and you got one bent neck. So this pillow's no good, and I see you sleeping on memory foam.
Right.
I'll show you what's wrong with that idea.
Okay.
Sleep's all about too high or too low, and I'm going to show you where your comfort level would be.
So, that feels better.
Right, that's better, but I'm not going to sit and hold this all day. So every morning you're getting up like, it's not good. Just like all of you out there, I had problems sleeping. I had tried every pill out there and none of them worked. That's why I invented My Pillow. My patented fill adjusts to your exact individual needs and helps keep your neck aligned. My Pillow will hold its shape all night long, regardless of your sleep position, for the best sleep of your life.
Call or go to mypillow.com now. Use this promo code and Mike will give you a second My Pillow absolutely free. Hurry, this offer ends August 1st.
It feels great to wake up in the morning and feel well rested. It's shocking to me that a pillow could make this big of a difference in my life.
I make all my
with Benny right behind him. Hashtag Smackoff. Hashtag Wisconsin winning. You imagine the Wisconsinites going back-to-back. Little exacta. Rob Avance tweets, Rick is in lead. Hashtag Smackoff. Quadman9467. Hashtag Smackoff. Rick in Buffalo has the call of the day. Vic and NoCal just sounded like the kid whose big brother is picking on him and runs to his room and mumbles what he would do if he was bigger. Remember, tonight at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, do not miss some Arena Football League playoff action as the two-time defending Arena Bowl champs, Philadelphia Soul, battle the Baltimore Brigade, only on CBS Sports Network. Now, this dude won the Smackoff 20 years ago. He is your 1998 champ. He RSVP'd yesterday. He alluded to possibly having something or someone special for his call. I've been racking my brain ever since. Bookending 2 titles 20 years apart might be the greatest trick of all. We'll find out if he's got it. Welcome back to the jungle, Stevie Carbone. Steve, what's going on?
Jimmy, what's up? Like a Jimmy Garoppolo Beverly Hills dinner date, I am busting out huge today. Like, Jimmy D, you want to earn the respect of your teammates. You want Richard Sherman on your good side. The Niners wanted you to take a 4-star under your wing and mentor them, not take a porn star, have a fling, and enter them. I hope you have a good PR team, buddy, because how about explaining that one away? I digress, Jim. Smackoff today, 24th annual. I mean, just think, when this show first debuted, Brad was finishing up his bedwetting phase. Vic got his first shiv as a birthday gift. Mark in Hollywood was beginning year 1 of puberty, and 24 years later, well, let's just say on New Year's Eve, that's the only ball Mark is holding. That's not the only ball Mark hoping he sees drop. And like in Indy, you were beginning the dawn of illiteracy. And Leff, I think, was pretty much just in therapy. Now, I bring these 5 guys up, Jim, because essentially this is the new school version of the show. These are the guys: Brad, Mark, Leff, Mike. I'm kind of in awe. And I'm kind of in awe of their narcissism. You realize between the 5 of you, you have 15,000 combined Twitter followers. 15,000. Man, that's only 10 times less than I have. Translation, no one cares what you have to say about anything. Now, Leff, I will admit, I did think it was very big of you to fire your writing team just in time for them to find work writing Dana Patrick's monologue at ESPYs. But seriously, let's stop it with the gimmicks. I mean, some people look at last year's gimmick as, wow, how cool, he rounded up the old geezers from yesteryear. They had a little powwow. What a nostalgic moment. I, on the other hand, looked at it as like, great, you brought in 63 people into the studio that had a combined 1 Smackoff title between them. Filth, which, no offense, might have been the worst call to ever win this thing. I mean, the hardest thing for me now, Jimmy Smackoff, is I'm old school. I've been around since the night show. I've been around long enough to remember Hacksaw was piecing together fake interviews claimed to do. And I still think to this day he thinks Napoleon Kaufman got his leg amputated. But the new school stuff, it's not fun for me anymore. I liked having rivals. Like, nobody talks about me. Nobody cares about me. I had one rival back in the day. That was the Calinasian. I loved taking that guy in the nuts during my phone calls about his balding or his weight gain or his radio career. I mean, Jesus, that guy was so fun.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. No, thank you, Steve. ABC's attorneys are on line 2. I got this. Jim, it's great to be back. First, Ricky Buffalo, you making fun of Jeff in Richmond is like an identical twin dogging his sibling for being ugly. And, bro, it's a radio show. It's not Fight Club. Settle down, Junior. Clones, 11 years. 11 years I've been gone. And none of you losers have been able to catch me. My reign predates Twitter. What the hell have you all been doing? Come back to a Smackoff golden tickets and elaborate RSVP calls and prize money. Prize money, Jim, $5,000. I won this thing 5 times, and all I got was a gigantic box of Oral Blast in 1999. You clones should be sending me in a great thank you. I'm like the Kurt Flood of the jungle, man. Also, since when did you need a SAG card to construct a Smackoff call? Back when I was winning this thing, all I did was roll out of bed, pop a few Adderall, and jot some bullet points down on a piece of paper. Now, apparently, you have to arrange the family reunion to win this thing. Damn, Leff. There's easier ways to win $5,000 or make $5,000. Donate a kidney, hold up a convenience store, insurance fraud, something. Hell, I pay $5,000 just to avoid making all the phone calls you had to make to arrange that party last year. Talking with people on the phone is awful. That had to be horrible for you. Hey, Stevie mentioned Jimmy Garoppolo, Jim. He didn't mention the name of the porn star he was with. Just for the record, her name is Kiara Mia, which I kind of feel silly for bringing up because half of you listening probably have her naked on one half of your screen and Jim sitting at his broadcast desk on the other. Hey, Jim, did you know Kiara Mia starred in classics like Bra Busters 4? I love Bra Busters 2. Bra Busters 3 was decent, but I found Bra Busters 4 to be misunderstood. Hey, speaking of bra busters, shout out to you Instagram models who post motivational quotes on your page each morning. Keep doing what you do. I know when I need a good quote to clarify the kaleidoscope that is human life, I like to look at random near-naked skanks and see what they have to say while they're half asleep on a chaise lounge in Cabo. Very relatable. That said, hashtag Rods and Grind guy on Twitter, you can go to hell. Which brings me back to Mike Indy, who I guess retired and unretired something this week. I'm having a hard time keeping track of his storyline. Anyway, Mike, true jungle legends don't retire from the Smackoff. They just smoothly transition into getting their own radio show. Everybody knows that, bro. And Brad Corona, hey, man, looking at this list, and I see you've won 3 of these, I guess, which means 2 more Smackoff wins, and maybe you, too, could be the Kendrick Perkins, Jim's LeBron James on the CBS Sports Radio Network, 6 to 10 Eastern Time, Sundays, clones in. So it goes like this. I am The Undertaker, the Smackoff is my WrestleMania, and I've loved this walk to my graveyard. I have loved looking at all these tombstones. Here lies Jeff in Richmond. Sean killed him in 2003. Here lies Vic in NoCal. Sean dismembered him in 2007. Here lies Stevie Carbone. Sean destroyed him. Wait, Stevie, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I mean, you see, Jim, I just sit here and listen for the last few years while these plebeians had tandem phone calls with guys like Lee Jenkins and the Sklar brothers and Rich Ackerman. I mean, that's great and all. But how about having a tandem call with a guy who has won more Smackoff titles than anyone in the history of the show? I mean, do you realize right now you are listening to a phone call that has 6 Smackoff titles between them? Sure, it might be the equivalent of Kobe on call with JaVale McGee, but still, in the immortal words of Julian Camp Pendleton, top that, Magic.
Hey, Jim, just use my address in the CBS Sports Radio directory. You can send me my retroactive $25K there. Do the math, clones, 5 times. Love you, Jimmy. Out.
Shawnee. All right, so for those of you who do not know, that is the Cowboy Nation, Sean the Cowboy Nation. He is, in fact, a 5-time Smackoff champ. Most of all time, no one else even has 4. He only got to win 3 in a row. His first Smackoff call in 11 years, as he points out. And Stevie Carbone found him. They do have 6 between them. All right, then. 1-800-636-8686. Carbone and the Cowboy Nation. Brother, good luck getting all that cash.
Brother.
All right, we're coming right back. We're halfway through it, but in reality, not halfway through it, because that last segment is a recap segment. We crown the winner, we run down the top 10. We still have not heard from the 2-time defending champ. We have not heard from the BIC, but you did hear from Stevie Carbone, who had a winger who's got 5 of these things. Smackoff24. Get to Twitter. Give me your thoughts. Hashtag it Smackoff. Do it right now. I'll try and get some reaction in. Time now for a sports update. Here's the bottom of the hour latest. Rich Ackerman's got this one.
Flag. In the second half of the season open with some tight races, the Red Sox and Yankees have waged an interesting battle thus far. Boston holds a 4.5-game lead after an impressive 68-win first half and will be in Detroit tonight. The Yankees host the Mets, and that's where Brett Gardner's thoughts will be.
Well, I mean, they've been playing great baseball. I mean, we can't really worry about that except for when we play them. So, when we're playing Cleveland or Tampa or anybody but Boston, we got to focus on ourselves and focus on our opponent that given day.
Domingo Germán will start against Noah Syndergaard, the Subway Series opener. The Cubs and Cardinals continue their series shortly at Wrigley. Chicago has won 7 of 9 after taking the 5-game series opener last night and sends 12-game winner John Lester to the mound this afternoon at Wrigley. British in round 2, a 4-way tie for the lead at 6 under par. First-round leader Kevin Kisner with double bogey on 18. That dropped him back into the 4-way tie at 6 under par. Tommy Fleetwood is 1 shot back, and 2 shots back is Rory McIlroy after back-to-back 2 under 69s. Jordan Spieth 5 under through 14 today. Also at 4 under par, and Tiger Woods even par 71 for the first 2 rounds. Leaving him an even par. I'm Rich Ackerman.
So, which one of you fellas is having trouble finding affordable car insurance?
I'm supposed to drive today.
Yeah, but Turbo got himself all mess of tip.
Lots of reaction to Steve Carbone and Shawnee, the Cowboy Nation. Matt Schaefer, 1974 tweets, holy crap, it's Sean the Cowboy Nation. Smackoff, best call. Timo Gonzo tweets, Calinasian, Smackoff, Sack King Aaron, Carbone and the Calinasian, Epic, Warren in H-Town, it's over. Carbone and Calinasian need to start their victory lap. Charger fan Dan tweets, no way, is this fake? Hashtag Smackoff, that was not fake. Spurs0650 tweets, boom goes the Calinasian. WNY Water Cooler tweets, that's a true legend. It's over. Hashtag Smackoff. Maybe it is and maybe it's not. If you want maximum performance from your car, you can use an Edge, Castrol Edge. Castrol Edge with fluid titanium technology is 3 times stronger than the leading full synthetic against viscosity breakdown. That was tested in the Orban test in the 5B30 Viz grade. It helps to fight friction. It delivers outstanding levels of performance. Castrol Edge, the titanium strong motor oil. How can you say the thing is over when we have not heard from the double champ, the 2-time defending champ, the Laguna Beach Bully, and a guy trying to be 3 in a row, something that has only been done by one other person. If he's going to do it, he's going to have to do it from outside the studio. Nobody's got more pressure. Nobody has more eyes on him than this dude. It's time. To be the man, you have to beat the man. The champ, Leff in Laguna. What's going on, champ?
Not much, Jimmy. How you doing?
Great. You?
I'm doing good. Hey, get the racks ready. I'm going to need one for a towel by the end of this. Hey, Caleb, how'd you get that kid, dude? Did you pull up to his house in an ice cream truck? And Cablination, nice take on busted Kiara Mia. But, dude, I checked out your recent picks. It looks like you're going to be starring in Bra Buster 9. And, Benny, good call earlier. You were right. I got board shorts, board shirts, board shoes, and I got really, really bored listening to your call. And Vic was right. Alvy's the best 6th man in the biz. Oh, hang on, Jimmy. I've got a call in one sec. Hello?
Hey, Leff, Henry Winkler here. Where are you? I'm looking for Just Studio. I'm standing next to the employee parking lot. I'm by a 29-person minivan, a 37-cylinder carbon fiber Euro sled, and a truck that has its bed converted into a giant kitty litter box.
Fonz, dude, not that studio. I'm at Rome's first studio. I'm in Santa Barbara. Dude. I told Fonzie I'd be here. There goes that gimmick, Jimmy. I guess I'll just have to jump for Jim McElwain myself. Anyways, Jimmy, congrats on getting the show on Sirius XM. I mean, how cool is it that Sam Cassell and Willie McGee can now listen to me on extraterrestrial radio? And Jimmy, how great is it that Smackoff falls in the only week without any pro sports? I mean, schedule this thing, Brad and Corona. I mean, dude has less interest in opening the sports section than Shaq has in opening a pickle jar. I mean, look, I'm not saying that Brad has no sports knowledge, but when you're trying to buy Dodgers tickets on the 50-yard line, it's probably time to put down that Us Weekly. And, Romy, since the L.A. Rams are adding male cheerleaders this year, do you know if that means that Brad's mom has to stitch him new pom-poms, or can she just repair the ones he rocked in high school? I mean, talk about the tuckful. And, Jimmy, the Smackoff rule changes got me thinking about some rule changes of my own. I mean, first, if you're an Uber driver and Jameis Winston leaves you a $4 tip, a 4-star rating, and some free foreplay, just grab your forceps and make them forfeit fortune. I mean, just why are you even using Uber, dude? You can just hail a crab. And second, who the hell hired Mike Vick as an offensive coordinator for the new Alliance American Football League? I mean, nobody needs to see this guy dialing up flea flickers and hooch punts every Sunday, all right? And lastly, Shohei Ohtani. Romy, I saw this guy's cleared to start throwing this morning. Bro, we get it. You can pitch, you can field, and you can hit. Hey, MacGyver, when I show up at the Big A, dude, I don't need you scanning my ticket, check my wife's purse, and also Shoheiing me to my seat, all right? Hey, Romy, props to Kobe Bryant from Deer Basketball winning an Oscar in that Mark and Hollywood category, Best Animated Short. Oh, which reminds me, first gimmick. Romy, check it out. Personal foul on the receding teeth. Mark in Hollywood being a horse collar. What are you laughing at, Caleb? You want 15 for excessive celebration? And speaking of penalties, Romy, how about Phil Mickelson whacking a moving ball and getting a 2-stroke penalty at Shinnecock? I mean, I haven't seen Hefty move that fast since he ran a place bet on Patrick Reed to win the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. But seriously, Romy, what the hell was with that course? I mean, I get down with some smooth green, bushy fairways, but do we really need that swinging gauntlet of chains on number 3, or that giant deflecting windmill on 7, or putting through the clown's mouth on 18? I mean,
What a gimmicky little bitch course that was. And Romy, hey, do you know MLB managers still need to rock the full unis? I mean, I need to see Joe Madden in socks and stirrups about as much as I need to see Bella Caroli in a one-piece leotard. And Romy, thankfully, I don't need to see you dressing like your team. But speaking of, can we get New York to do a close-up of Hawk's radio mic tap? Hawk, just roll up your sleeves. Hawk, is that an homage to your career? Dude, because if it's time to do that full back tat of Lindsey Vonn skiing downhill, because that's where your career's headed. You don't exactly put the pro in producer. You sure drop the deuce in it. Hey, Jimmy, you know what the best moment in last year's Smackoff was? I thought it was Mike's concussion protocol take. And, I mean, not the take itself, but that grand mal seizure he suffered in the middle of it. Mike, were you talking about concussions, or were you imitating that? I mean, dude, what happened? Jim didn't know if he should cut to commercial or slide a credit card between your teeth so you didn't swallow your tongue. I mean, Jim, seriously, next time the guy calls, get his address and his nearest cross street just in case of an emergency. I mean, that pause is so long. Dude, that thing should have been sponsored.
Freddie Griff thought I was putting on a clinic. Speaking of which, concussions have been a big issue, and CTE as well.
Hi, I'm former real mafia boss, Mike Francis. Have you ever had a major seizure while trying to express a thought? Well, don't be like fake mafia Don, Mike and Indy. Take I Do, declare it all. Side effects include constantly going number 2, erect smack-tile dysfunction, and smack spasms.
There's the last few days that this has been in the news.
Hey, Mikey, here's some news. Francis has been parked outside your crib the last 12 months. He's been watching you shoot ups in your driveway. He's wanted to put cement shoes on you the whole time, but after seeing your vertical jump and lateral quickness, he said he's already got cement shoes on. Whew. Hey, Rome, that didn't go so bad, huh? No studio, no gimmicks. Oh, hang on. I got another call coming in. Hello?
Hi, it's Larry Brown. Congratulations, Jim, on all the success, and I love the show. But you have to stop prank calling me. I don't want the gym membership.
There you have it, Jim. Hang my towel on the rack.
Damn, Leff. That was really Larry Brown. Larry Brown saying, stop calling me. Tell the guy to stop calling me. All right, Leff. He did not storm the studio. He had Mike Francis. He had Larry Brown. He had Fonzie again. The guy missing from that was the Penguin. Leff and Laguna. All right, so we're going to slot these things. I'm not going to give up what we're thinking, but it's pretty obvious what everybody's thinking right now. You had Carbone, you had Cablinasian, you had Leff. Leff showing up and not bum rushing me or the set or the studio, and that's what the double champ ends up with. Where do you have them slotted? Let's keep moving. Nice job, Leff. Is it going to be enough for him to three-peat? Or somebody else going to jump in and rip it? Let's go to Los Angeles. He is one of the sleepers in this field. He's coming into a third straight Smackoff. A dude from my hometown of Los Angeles looking for his first top 5 or better. Chad in L.A. Hey, Chad, how are you?
Jimothy, how are you, bud? Oh, wait, that's Brad and Corona's name. He's so funny. He still has yet to finish ahead of me in a Smackoff. I probably shouldn't be worried. Hey, how do you think it's going so far? Is it living up to the hype?
So far, so good, Chad.
Good, because, you know, these guys have spent months on their calls and their skits. So, Rome, you know what I have planned today? Well, I'll tell you. Nothing. Yeah. Started working on my call at 9 a.m. Pacific. That's what I've prepared. And, Jim, when is Jeff Passan calling? I mean, I know he called already, but all he did is prep some sort of smack that was about to come. Are you letting him call twice today? And, hey, Matt, for a country that ends every sentence with the word A, I don't know how to pronounce the letter.
That's not a good call. No. You don't like that call. I don't like that call. Not a very good call.
Not a good call. Not a good connection. Let's go to New York. This guy knows better. John in New York. John, you're in. How are you?
Thanks a lot, Jim. Good to be in. Just got back from Babies R Us to return some of the gifts I bought for a retirement party in Indy. And I just wanted to congratulate Leff and Straight Fire, along with director Henry Winkler, in the remake of the adult flick Barnyard Follies. Jim, at no cost to you, I'll pay for Straight's post-FPD test. And just a reminder to everyone, Caleb Green Bay
will be standing by with how-tos on vacation planning and the best places to stay. Did anyone remember to knock on Jeff in Richmond's kettle and remind that his twin brother, Rick in Buffalo, will be blowing his top, calling people scumbags, tools, and a variety of other things, along with setting off national security alarms and drawing the attention of Homeland Security. When I first heard this guy, I thought he escaped from an anger management rehab facility. And if that's not enough, Jim, we have to absorb that profile picture that looks like a horseshoe crab wearing glasses. And the guy has the nerve to be breaking on fat chicks.
That's not a good call. No. You don't like that call. I don't like that call. Not a very good call.
John, you know I like you. I hate that call, but I like you. It's a Smackoff, the best of the best. How could I justify either one of those calls on the best of the best? Let's get some reaction very quickly. Haunted House tweets. Leff is now in the lead. Hashtag Smackoff. Hitman Canadian tweets. Holy crap. Larry Brown. It's over. Hashtag Smackoff. Ray in St. Paul tweets. Crown his ass. At Leff in Laguna. Hashtag Smackoff. You tell me what was more of a holy crap moment. The Cowboy Nation showing up and saying what he's wanted to say for the past 10 years and rolling like the 5-time champ he is. Or Leff showing up along with Larry Brown. Larry Brown. Leff proving once again that he can talk to guys that even I can't talk to anymore. Larry Brown. I love Larry Brown, but I'm not sure I could book him at this point in my career. But Leff did. Who do you have? Rick in Buffalo came up big. Benny came up big. Kayla came up big. How about Vic? Did Vic do what he always does? Show up huge prior to the call? Or is this the year Vic wins the second one? We had the bros from Canada. We still have not heard from the BIC. We have not heard from Mike in Indy. We have not heard from Jail. There are monsters coming up. Mark in Hollywood we have not heard from. Arguably the best is still to come. Brandon Webb tweets. Nice LB and Mike Franzese pulls, but not good enough to three-peat. Michael Franzese was a part of that phone call too. Leff, I lost it at. It's probably time to put down the U.S. Weekly. Us Weekly. Classic rush to three-peat for Foxtrot. Still to come. Brad, Mike, Chael, Mark. We got to get them all in. Hour number 3 of the Smackoff. Who do you have in the lead? We're coming right back.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But I'll...
CBS Sports Radio.
It's not a normal hour. The last segment is a recap, and we crown the champs. So really, you're down to about 2 segments. Running out of time. Quickly, some reaction. TDN451 tweets. Only thing more badass than Shawnee showing up was Leff pulling Larry Brown. Larry bleeping Brown. Give it to him. It's over. Unless Jeff comes in. Simply Super Dave tweets. Stevie and John still owning it. Leff was just short. Hashtag Smackoff. JL Bogan tweets. Currently, Cablinasian, Benny and Wisco, Leff. Jethro, 8875 tweets. I'm old school. Loved this show for years. Sean the Cablinasian can come back and lay down like he did. Leff has nothing on the best there is, the best there ever was, the best there ever will be. Hashtag Smackoff. Hit me up on Twitter. Hashtag it Smackoff. Listen, it's not over. How do you know it's over? We haven't heard from Chael. We haven't heard from Mike and Indy. We haven't heard from this guy. Universally accepted as one of, if not the best of all time. One of only two guys in the history of the jungle with 3 titles. Last year, having to go first, he knew he couldn't wire the field. So rather than bleed out over the 3 hours, he instead, in one of the more stunning developments in Smackoff history, opted for the most noble of deaths. He fell on his own sword. He's back this year. He's looking for his 4th. He is the B.I.C. Brad in Corona. Brad, how are you?
I'm good, Jimbo. How you doing, bud?
Great, man. Great.
Hey, Leff, I love the start of your phone call. Both times it happened. The only thing missing was your producer yelling out, "And cut." The sound was off, guys. We're going to take it from the top. And action, Leff. Also, to be honest, could have used a few more gimmicks and other people on that phone call. I mean, if you bring in Larry Brown, at least give us an update on his crank, man. Is he still whipping it around out there? What's happening? Hey, I love Carbone's call, too, where washed up, modestly successful Steve Carbone call. Sean, shouldn't you be producing your own fake Smackoff with your lame-ass friends where you guys make fun of the show like bitter bitches and post it to Stucknut like you did back in the day multiple times? Hey, for those of you not watching on CBS Sports Network right now, I want everybody to head over to my Twitter feed, at Brad in Corona. I got some really tasteful photos for you to check out, and a quick request. When you guys Photoshop these things and then pass them around the interwebs later, can someone remove that pimple from my ass? And now that I look at it, I got a mole that I should probably get checked out. Hey, Jay Stu, maybe you can eyeball that thing for me. Give me your professional opinion, mole boy. For the rest of you on the radio, I'll just describe what's happening. I got really fed up with Matt and Tyler talking about how good-looking they are and calling all Americans fat because we're not all fat. So I got a custom-made banana hammock with Matt's face right up by my banana and Tyler's face around back near my hammock. Quote, rest assured, I don't want to do this. I never wanted to do this. I have to do this. This one is for America. USA! USA! Breathe it in, boys. Hey, I love the pictures Matt and Tyler sent in today, by the way. I just want to say for the record that you guys aren't even good-looking. You're just good-looking compared to Mark in Boston and Rick in Buffalo. Let's face it, those two guys are pretty much last-call slump busters for any woman drunk enough to go home with them from the local Applebee's. Tyler, apparently the rhinoplasty procedure hasn't made its way north of the Canadian border yet. Because if it had, you would have already whittled down that massive schnoz of yours into something more manageable. Dude, your face looks like that helmet Brad Pitt wore in the movie Troy. I also enjoy those pics of your girlfriend from earlier in the week sitting on that motorcycle. Yeah, judge by the way you and your boy Matt like to make your sandwich, I'm guessing that's probably the only hog she'll be riding anytime soon. By the way, bro, bring that chick down to Southern California. She's a 7.5 at best down here. And while we're talking about guys who will definitely be sophomore slumping this year, let me get to my boy Jeff Passan. Hey, Passan, you're an author. You'll appreciate this one. Jeff, do you know that Passan is an anagram of ass-pan, which is a synonym for bedpan, which is ironic because your calls are all really smelly and you need to be disposed of. But Passan isn't the only author in the jungle, Jim, and I'm not talking about Ray Craig either. This is breaking news. Mark in Hollywood made the transition this year from actor to professional author. And by that I mean he just writes home to mom and dad once a week asking for help with rent money. I'm told it's an ongoing monthly series and quite tear-jerky for Mark's parents. I'm not saying times are hard for Mark in Hollywood, Jim. What I am saying is the only acting work he's had lately consists of trying to convince a cashier at Walmart that the dog food he buys once a week is actually for a dog and not for him to chow down on in the parking lot like they've caught him doing on the regular. Jimmy, I'm so glad Mike and Indy unretired the other day.
only 24 hours after no one cared that he retired in the first place. Mike's amazing, isn't he, Jim? Like, he genuinely believes that he is the best ever and that he's won every Smackoff he's ever competed in. I should tell you, he also genuinely believes that the earth is flat, pee is stored in the balls, and those bumps he got after hooking up with his cousin were just bug bites. So take it for what it's worth. Hey, shout out Cruz Pedregon for volunteering to put the Smackoff winner's name on his race car for one race. Cruz, I don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth here, but dude, this ain't Indy 500, man. You race NHRA drag cars that last for like 5 seconds. The only thing quicker than that with less publicity would be if Vic in NoCal volunteers to shout out the winner's name the next time he has sex. Brad and Corona! And that clones Tyler, Matt, Mike, Mona, Cabla Nation. In the words of my boy Shaquille O'Neal, that is the difference between first and last place. So everybody take a good look at my Twitter feed and the monitors on the CBS Sports channel right now. Tyler, bitch, tell me how my ass tastes. Matthew, tell me how my ass tastes. Mike and Indy, tell me how my ass tastes. Cabla Nation, tell me how my ass tastes. Everybody, tell me how my ass tastes. Leff in La Gimmick, bitch, tell me how my ass tastes. It's delicious.
Holy crap. B-I-C. Brad and Corona. Wow. We're not there yet. Speaking of which, let's keep moving. Hour number 3. Carbone, Cabla Nation, Leff, BIC. Haven't heard from Mike and Indy. Haven't heard from Chael. Next up, the 2013 champ, a guy who has finished outside the top 5 only once in his 6 Smackoff appearances. Always a threat to win it. He's already won it. He is the jungle's resident man of the silver screen, the aforementioned Mark in Hollywood. Mark, it's great to have you back. How are you? Good luck.
Great stick, Brad. Now release male hooker that you kidnapped from your local go-go bar that you made take those hicks, and make sure you take some Plan B, you used-up trick. But on the bright side, Brad and Corona showed us all what it's like to be inside of Herschel Walker's dome with that schizophrenic call. Brad, through all of your incoherent babbling, you failed to answer the question that's on everyone's mind. Do those crackheads in Canada still have your wife or not? And if she did bounce on your ass for the Canadian version of Wham, it's probably because when it's time to wrestle, your wife reacts to seeing your package the same way Gordon Hayward reacts to having another girl. Hey, honey, it's time to wrestle. Get a load of this. Yay. Is Mrs. Brad and Corona happy? Mrs. Brad and Corona is always happy. And speaking of Matt and Van and Tyler and I really think you two believers are confused about what being fit means. It doesn't count when you're real thin due to your booger sugar diet and your exercise regimen of sticking your fingers down each other's throats. So you have a stable country with a smart, level-headed, non-race leader who isn't cuffed by Vladimir Putin on the daily. Boring! Our country is still in the first act of movie hosiers. We got to build a suspense. Now, please, get your asses back up north, and y'all better sponsor my Canadian citizenship when Trump supports black people. Mike, stop. Stop it already. I'm retiring. I'm back. I whine about less gimmicks, but conveniently forget I jumped off the back of a banana boat with Chael and rode his caboose to half a Smackoff chip. What a hoe. This is the guy that goes hard in the paint because y'all can't? Mike is the guy who calls the cops when someone commits a hard foul on him during a pickup game. I mean, what's the difference, really, between Mike and Caleb at this point? Caleb cries about fictional stalkers waiting for him in his driveway. Mike cries about a fictional champ ignoring him with his own gimmicky history with such irony that hasn't been seen since Orenthal said, Ron and Cole killed me. My suggestion to you, Mike, is that you do go away because you are the spitting image of Papa John, and frankly, at this point, you're bad for the Jungle brand. Better baggery, better gimmickry, Mike and Indy. Now, Jim, will you please explain to me the punch-drunk mess that is Vic and OCal? So Rick in Buffalo takes this guy apart for 5 minutes straight, and then Vic goes right after him and takes 10 hours to utter a meager Matt in Cleveland-like response. Explain how seemingly overnight this guy went from Smackoff champ to kooky Kurt Schilling. Check out his tweets under his burner account. This one's from this morning, Jim. Oh, just saying, Neil Armstrong got really offended by that guy's question, #fake moon landing day, #liar and the thief. And Vic, I know you like to think you're some kind of natural Libra tough guy, but when are you going to stop playing virtual pocketball with Rick in Buffalo? Don't you know what people are like in that frozen manure factory they call a city? They throw themselves through buildings as a greeting. They pass gas as a way to freshen the stadium's natural scent. When they see one of their fellow citizens urinating in public, they politely say, "Bless you." And that's just their women. But at least we've answered the age-old question. What do you get? Jeff in Richmond goes number 2. Rick in Buffalo. Now, before I go, Jim, I have to congratulate Leff in Lasagna. Every year, his calls feature less and less Leff, which is a win for all of us. Very impressive guest list, Leff and Gravy. The Magic Hour didn't want any of those Z-listers. Hopefully you get something out of it, like Franzese introducing you to the La Cosa Nostra credo, death before dishonor. Please, Leff, choose death. Because honestly, with the RSVP video and everything, you're just embarrassing yourself now. You're a parody of yourself. You're parody Leff. You remind me of Elvis Presley. He started his career by appropriating other people's music, adding cheesy glitz and glamour to it, and then calling it his own. You took my Siri bit, my Smackoff party, Mike and Chael's team up, injected it with your brand of bagginess, and became the gimmicky little rip-off bitch that you are today. But just like Elvis, you got old, you got desperate, you got fat, and now you're stumbling around the stage, hopped up on peanut butter and banana sandwiches, and letting other people do your heavy lifting. It's over, Leff. So shut your punk mouth and sit your fat ass down before I throw you in front of the next bullet that's aimed at Mona. And for the rest of y'all, man, I don't care if you're the BIC, if you're a DIC, like MIKE, I got a PhD in snackology. The title is coming back by way of Philly. So forget the 5 G's room. I did this for free. And there's only one thing left to say. Crown me!
Mark Hollywood. All right, where do you slot him? Where are you going to put Mark? Still ahead. We need Mike in Indy. We need Chael. And I'd say that's about it, right? Last segment is a recap segment. Where are you going to put these guys? Where do you have everybody at this point? Hit us up on Twitter at Jim Rome, #itSmackoff. Where do you slot all the former champs and the 2-time defending champ? Getting maximum performance out of it.
Do you have trouble falling asleep? Do you toss and turn all night or wake up with a sore neck or headache? And it's time you discovered MyPillow.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. Just like you, I had problems sleeping. I tried every pillow out there and nothing worked. 10 years ago, I invented MyPillow. It took me 2 years to develop because I wanted to have everything you would ever want in a pillow. I made sure that you could adjust my patented fill so you could have the exact support you need as an individual regardless of your sleep position. I also wanted a pillow that would last, so I made MyPillow machine washable and dryable. I back MyPillow with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Not only that, I do all my own manufacturing in my home state of Minnesota.
Call or go to MyPillow.com now. Use this promo code and Mike will give you a second MyPillow absolutely free. Hurry, this offer ends August 1st. Other pillows go flat, causing you to fold them over or use your arm for support, which can cause pain. Hard-fold pillows can raise your head too high, making you very uncomfortable. But the revolutionary MyPillow has patented fill that won't go flat and keeps your neck supported and aligned to your exact individual.